What if I told you that the camera leak everyone's been waiting for has finally surfaced? And it's about to change everything you thought you knew about Fujifilm's roadmap. Today, we're diving deep into the most anticipated camera release that has photographers around the world on the edge of their seats, the rumored Fujifilm X-T6. But before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because you don't want to miss any updates about this groundbreaking camera. In today's video, we'll be covering everything from the leaked specifications that will blow your mind to the surprising release date that nobody saw coming, and yes, the price that might just make you reconsider your entire camera budget. Let me start with something that will grab your attention immediately. The Fujifilm X-T6 isn't just another incremental upgrade. According to the latest insider information, this camera is rumored to pack a whopping 40.2 megapixel X-Trans CMOS 5HR sensor. Now, you might be thinking, wait, isn't that the same sensor as the X-T5? Well, here's where it gets interesting. The sources suggest that while the megapixel count remains the same, Fujifilm has been working behind the scenes to dramatically improve the low-light performance of this sensor. We're talking about cleaner images at higher ISO values, which means you can finally shoot in those challenging lighting conditions without worrying about noise ruining your shots. But that's just the beginning. The processor powering this beast is rumored to be either an upgraded X Processor 6 or a significantly improved version of the current X Processor 5. What does this mean for you as a photographer? Lightning-fast image processing, better battery efficiency, and features that we haven't even imagined yet. Now, let's talk about something that will make wildlife and sports photographers absolutely ecstatic. The autofocus system in the X-T6 is rumored to feature next-generation AI-assisted technology with dramatically improved subject tracking. Imagine never missing that perfect shot of a bird in flight or a footballer scoring a goal because your camera couldn't keep up with the action. This isn't just marketing fluff, we're talking about real-world improvements that will change how you approach challenging photography situations. The AI algorithms are supposedly trained to recognize and track subjects with unprecedented accuracy, even in complex scenes with multiple moving elements. But here's where things get really exciting for videographers and hybrid shooters. Are you ready for this? The Fujifilm X-T6 is rumored to shoot 6.2K video at 30 frames per second internally. Let me repeat that, 6.2K internally, without any external recording device needed. And if that wasn't impressive enough, we're also hearing about 4K recording at 120 frames per second with 10-bit 4:2:2 color sampling. This means buttery smooth slow-motion footage with professional-grade color information that will make your videos look absolutely cinematic. There are even whispers about internal ProRes recording or external RAW output via HDMI. If these rumors turn out to be true, the X-T6 wouldn't just be competing with other APS-C cameras. It would be going head-to-head with full-frame cinema cameras costing thousands more. Now let's dive into the critical aspect that every photographer is genuinely concerned about: image stabilization. The current X-T5 offers 7 stops of in-body image stabilization, which is already impressive. But the rumors suggest that the X-T6 might push this to 7 or even 8 stops with a more compact stabilization mechanism. What does 8 stops of stabilization mean in practical terms? You could potentially shoot handheld at shutter speeds as slow as 1/4 seconds and still get sharp images. That's the difference between getting the shot and going home empty-handed in low-light situations. Here's something that might surprise you about the display system. Instead of sticking with the traditional 3-way tilt screen, there are strong rumors that Fujifilm might introduce a hybrid display solution. This could mean either a fully articulating screen or a significantly improved 3-way tilt mechanism that gives you more flexibility for those awkward shooting angles. The electronic viewfinder is also getting a major upgrade, with rumors pointing to a 5.76 million OLED display. To put this in perspective, this would put the X-T6's viewfinder quality on par with Sony and Canon's mid-range offerings, ensuring that what you see is exactly what you'll capture. Now, before I reveal the most shocking part about this camera's release timeline, let me ask you this. What if I told you that everything you've heard about the X-T6's release date might be completely wrong? What if the timeline is so different from what everyone expects that it might change your entire camera buying strategy? But before we get to that bombshell, there's one more feature rumor that has photographers absolutely losing their minds. The X-T6 might include a built-in fan option for extended video recording sessions. This would be a first for the X-T series and would solve one of the biggest limitations of previous models: overheating during long recording sessions. Additionally, we're hearing about real-time color profile previews and expanded film simulation modes. For those who love Fujifilm's legendary color science, this means even more creative options straight out of camera. The battery situation is also interesting. While the X-T6 is expected to use the same NPW235 battery as its predecessor, the rumors suggest significantly improved power management. This could mean longer shooting sessions and better overall efficiency, addressing one of the few complaints photographers have had about recent Fujifilm cameras. Now, here's where I need to prepare you for something that might completely change your expectations about this camera. The release date situation is about to blow your mind, and it's not what anyone expected. Remember how everyone was predicting a late 2024 or early 2025 release following Fujifilm's typical 2-year cycle? Well, throw those predictions out the window because the reality is far more shocking. According to Fuji Rumors, which has been one of the most reliable sources for Fujifilm leaks, all those leak videos you've been seeing online are completely fake. But here's the real kicker. The XH3 or XH3S is expected to launch before the X-T6, and that camera hasn't even been announced yet. This pushes the X-T6 release to at least 6 months after the XH3 launch. When you do the math, we're looking at a release window of late 2026, possibly stretching into early 2027. Yes, you heard that right. We might be waiting until 2027 for this camera. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why would Fujifilm delay such an anticipated camera for so long? The answer lies in their strategic roadmap and the complexity of the technology they're trying to pack into this body. The sensor development, the advanced AI autofocus system, and the video capabilities we discussed earlier. All of this takes time to perfect. But here's why this delay might actually be a good thing for photographers. It means Fujifilm isn't rushing to market with an incomplete product. They're taking the time to ensure that every feature works flawlessly, every specification meets their high standards, and every aspect of the user experience is polished to perfection. Think about it this way. Would you rather have a camera released early with bugs and limitations, or wait a bit longer for a camera that truly delivers on all its promises? Given Fujifilm's reputation for quality, I think we all know the answer. Now, let's talk about the price. Based on current market trends, inflation, and Fujifilm's positioning strategy, the X-T6 body only is expected to be priced between $1,799 and $1,899 US. For the kit bundle with the 18 to 55 millimeter lens, you're looking at approximately $2,099 to $2,199 US. This positions the X-T6 slightly above the X-T5, but still under the XH2S, which makes perfect sense from a market positioning standpoint. But here's what's really interesting about this pricing strategy. At under $2,000 for the body, the X-T6 would be competing directly with Sony's A7R5 and Canon's R6 Mark II. However, with the rumored specifications we've discussed, it might actually offer better value for money, especially for hybrid shooters who need both excellent stills and video capabilities. Let me put this in perspective with a real-world example. If you're a wedding photographer who needs to capture both high-resolution stills and cinematic video footage, the X-T6 could potentially replace both your main camera and your video camera. That $2,000 investment suddenly looks a lot more reasonable when you consider it's replacing equipment worth $4,000 to $5,000. If you found this deep dive into the X-T6 rumors helpful, you're going to love my next video about the upcoming Nikon camera lineup for 2025. There are some absolutely incredible cameras on the horizon that might just change your mind about which brand to invest in. Click on the end screen to watch that video next. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.